A bill banning corporal punishment on students with disabilities advances in the legislature. An audit reveals $100 million in questionable costs for a state agency. Oklahoma Natural Gas requests a customer rate increase. And OKC Apple Store workers receive a settlement amidst ongoing labor contract negotiations. This is the KGOU PM News Brief for Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. I'm Jim Johnson. A bill prohibiting schools from using corporal punishment on children with certain disabilities passed the Senate Tuesday. House Bill 1028 was introduced last year and garnered national attention when the House failed to pass it. Similar to last year, discussion on the bill often turned into religious debate. Here's Shawnee Republican Senator Shane Jett questioning the Senate author, Tulsa Republican Dave Rader.
From Proverbs, those who spare the rod of discipline hate their children. Those who love their children care enough to discipline them. How do you rectify this bill with this scripture?
Jesus said, "Bring all the little ones unto me." He also said that if you'd harm one of these little ones, you'd be better off to have a stone cast around your neck than thrown into the water. I don't want to be thrown in the water with a stone around my neck. I want to protect these kids.
The measure now goes back to the House for consideration. A newly released audit found up to $100 million of questionable costs passing through the Oklahoma Office of Management and Enterprise Services, or OMES. The findings have Attorney General Gentner Drummond investigating a state official and calling for her resignation. We get details from OPMX's Grayson Wheeler.
State Auditor Cindy Byrd's new report says Oklahoma is becoming a, quote, no-bid state, thanks to mismanagement at OMES that started in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Byrd finds the agency created a new set of rules for vendor contracts that bypass the competitive bidding process. Other issues include exorbitant management fees for the distribution of rental assistance and a cushy contract for the husband of an agency leader. That contract was approved by Shelley Zumwalt, then OMES director and current Department of Tourism head, and it's the reason Drummond is calling for her resignation. The AG says this self-dealing represents a, quote, unforgivable breach of trust that disqualifies Ms. Zumwalt from overseeing the expenditure of our tax dollars. I'm Grayson Wheeler.
For her part, Zumwalt released a statement to several media outlets saying that she does not plan to resign and disputes the audit's findings. Oklahoma Natural Gas is asking the State Corporation Commission to approve a rate hike. The increase would cost the average customer roughly $2.50 more per month. The bump would add nearly $32 million to ONG's base rate revenue, which they say would offset business costs and infrastructure investments. The Corporation Commission last approved a rate increase for ONG in November of 2022. A Corporation Commission judge will hear public comment on the proposed rate hike June 4th. After that, the full commission will conduct a hearing to determine whether a price increase is justified. And since forming a union in 2022, workers at the Penn Square Mall Apple Store in Oklahoma City say they've made little progress in bargaining with the tech giant. But now KGOU's Hannah France reports they've been awarded a settlement over an unfair labor practice charge filed last year.
The National Labor Relations Board approved a settlement agreement for an unfair labor practice charge regarding Apple's termination of its paid COVID-19 sick leave policy without negotiating with the union. As a result, workers sick with COVID-19 suddenly had to take vacation or sick days or take days off with no pay. As part of the settlement, Apple has agreed to credit the workers with the time they took off for COVID-19 from when they changed the policy in August until now. Michael Forsyth, a member of the Penn Square Apple Store Bargaining Committee, says that adds up to over 700 hours across 28 current employees and one former employee. This comes as workers have been attempting to negotiate a contract with Apple for over a year, but they say the company has not agreed to meet with them for more than 2 days a month and has not responded promptly to their proposals. I'm Hannah France.
And I'm Jim Johnson, thanking you for making KGOU your on-demand and NPR news source. Find out more about this public media service on our website, kgou.org.
At a time when information continues to come at us faster and faster, sometimes you need to hit pause and rewind. NPR's Throughline takes you back in time to the source of the news stories filling your feed. Find NPR's Throughline wherever you get your podcasts.